Hello, audio. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah,
Volume. Hello.
yeah. Oh,
Good morning.
good morning.
Okay. We will begin within 1 minute. We will begin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worry. हाँ ये पेन दो था ये राइटिंग. Hello.
Yeah. Listen.
We will begin. So, which standard you are studying?
Seventh.
Standard eighth,
Seventh.
seventh. Okay. Are you able to hear me, no, properly, no?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. What's your name?
Sahania.
Sahana. Okay.
Sahania.
Sahanu. Okay.
Sahania.
Sahanya. Okay. So see, today's class we are discussing about time and motion. Okay, time and motion. Okay, so you might be having your compass box with you.
Yeah.
Take out that compass box and scale. Yes. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Did you take out the scale? Scale.
Yeah.
Take out a scale. Yeah. So now see, you have that scale in your hand. You just measure the length of the book, whatever notebook you use. Notebook, page, length and breadth, you tell me. It's a long book or short book,
Short scale.
or your textbook. You can take your textbook.
Yeah.
Yes, did you take it?
Yeah.
What about its length?
The book or the car passport?
Huh? About the about your page.
Yeah.
Whichever the topic we are discussing, say time and motion, no? Time and motion, page, length and breadth. You tell me quick. What is its length? कहाँ पे कहाँ करता है? Where? हाँ, okay. Yes. Tell me. What about its length and
Length
breadth?
is 30 centimeter.
Length.
Yeah, 30 centimeter.
Length. You tell me.
Length 30 centimeter. Then
13 centimeter. Yes. Okay. And breadth?
breadth is 30.
Huh?
30. Not 30. 17.
17. Okay. So see, what did you do now? Actually, you were trying to measure the length and breadth of the what sheet. Okay, length and breadth of the paper sheet. Yes. Hmm. And see, you had scale in your hand. Already a scale. So a measuring device is there with you. Okay, measuring device. Okay. So what was that measuring device you used?
Measured.
What you measured? Okay, using what you measured by making use of what? A scale you measured, na? Okay. So scale was the measuring device which you had in your hand. Okay. Yes, no. So if the scale would not be there, how would you have measured the length?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea? How would you have measured the
Feel
length?
by your fingers.
Huh?
Hand.
By hand. Or so what you are doing there, what you are trying to do is you are trying to compare. Okay, you are trying to compare. Okay, two things. Okay. One is your hand. Okay, so you know what is the hand, measurement
Yeah.
of your hand, so that you will try to compare with what the sheet, whatever you are of the book. Okay, so since you had scale, it was very easy for you to measure the length and breadth. Okay, so measuring device you had already. Okay, same way when we come to this topic, time and what? Time and motion.
Motion.
Okay. So time is used to measure what? Motion. Okay. Time is used to measure the motion. Okay. So earlier there were no devices. There were no measuring devices. Okay. So slowly, as you look into the history, you will come across some measuring devices. Okay. You will come across the measuring devices. Okay. So whenever say you are trying to measure some time, okay, length and breadth, whatever you measured just now, okay, so it takes time, okay, and then you will come after conducting some experiments, you will come across a device. So now you have a scale, and scale is a very simple device which is used to measure the length. Okay, next you might have heard about Google Maps. Okay, Google Maps. Okay, so in Google Maps, just if you what write the names of the, if you type the names of the two cities, you will get the distance between the two cities. Yes, no?
Yeah.
But how they are doing it? Okay, so there is a n number of what formulas which are hidden in the app, in the Google app.
Yeah.
And because of that, you will get it very easily. Okay, so same way, the same topic we will be discussing today, and that is how we measure the time. Okay, how we measure the time. So here, one thing you need to know is you require some device to measure any physical quantity. Okay, so likewise, how you use scale to measure the length and breadth. Same way to measure time. Now we will be coming across some devices which will help us to measure the time. Okay, so now you every day go to the school. Okay, so they might have planned your timetable. Yes.
Yeah.
So after every hour the class will go on changing.
Yeah.
Yes. So how many days? How many periods are there in a day?
How many? 8.
8 periods are there. So 8 into 6, 8 into 6, 6 days in a week. Okay. So altogether, how many days you will attend? How many classes you will attend in a week? 6 into 8,
5.
5 days in a week.
Yeah.
You don't have school on Saturday. So Friday, okay, Monday to Friday. So you will be attending 6 into 5, 8 into 5.
Yeah.
8 into 5, 40 classes you will attend. Okay. 40 classes you will attend. And each period is of what duration?
35 minutes.
35 minutes. Okay. So after 35 minutes, the teacher will change. Okay, the teacher will change. Okay. So if we were not able to measure the time, if we were not able to keep the time in our control, that is, if we were not able to design the watch what you are using, it was very difficult to run the periods in the class, in the school. Okay, because after 35, we would have not understood when 35 minutes are over. Okay, since you are able to compare your time, okay, you are able to measure the time with the help of your wristwatch. You can tell after 35 minutes to your teacher, sir, ma'am, 35 minutes are over. We will shift in toward some SST class or some science class. Okay, so time is very essential. Okay, and we need to keep watch on the time. Okay, so to keep the watch, to measure the time, we are making use of what now? Digital watches as well as wrist watches. Okay. So, but prior, the science and technology was not that highly developed. Okay. So, for that reason, okay, how it came into now? See, now the time is of digital watches. Okay. So, you can measure, means you can look at the time at the wall clocks also, in the mobile also, on the laptop where you are using, there also the time is been
Yeah.
what's shown there, it is telecasted. Okay, so measuring time has become easy now. Okay, but prior, when you go back to history, these all technologically was not there to help the people to measure the time. Okay, so now we will come to our topic. Okay, so measuring time is very essential. Okay, but as the technology is improving, we are easily able to measure. But prior, when there was no improved technology, no mobiles, or no digital watches were there, how the people used to measure the time. Okay, so that we will discuss. Okay, so one by one. Okay, we will discuss that. Okay, so now we will go to your textbook. Okay, there we will discuss some points. Okay, see one by one. Pay attention. You just try to pay attention here and try to. Okay. Okay, Sahana. Suhana, what's I am not able to. Sahanya. Okay, so we will begin with one. Okay, so see, the highly specialized watches which are used to measure the time. The highly specialized watches which are used to measure the time. Okay, so whatever the specialized watches are there in the world, okay, to measure the time, they are used. They are used to measure the race. Okay, so you can see the picture over there. Okay, so there some track event is going on. Okay, so do you know what is the world record for 100 meters in the Olympics? How many, within how many seconds the race is over? Okay, so that is your question for the day. Okay, you just Google it. Who is having the world record for what 100 meters dash in Olympics? Okay, that is your question. By seeing at the picture, I was able to remind the world record is in 9.58, 9.58, 9 seconds, 0.58 what milliseconds. Okay, so that is the world record. So within 9 seconds. Okay, so what is 9 seconds? See, 1 minute you can measure. In 9 seconds, just a very less amount of time. Okay, so within 9 seconds, he has completed what 100 meters. Okay, 100 meters. Just see which person has completed it. Okay. So, uh, so, so in the previous classes you were now we went through an experiment, one practical experiment where we were measuring length and breadth of the page. Okay, length and breadth of the page, and you are making use of what? You are making use of a scale to measure the length and breadth. Okay. Similarly, in the history, many inventions took place to measure the time. Okay, and see the more specialized machines which are used to measure the time are used to measure the race. Okay, race. Okay, so now the race may be of the sprint, the people who are participating in the competition, or it may be the speed of a tiger with what it is moving, or speed of the elephant, speed of a whale, okay, or speed of a missile, okay, speed of a missile. And recent days, Chandrayaan also, okay, it was got launched, okay. So, what time it is taking to reach the moon and all. So these all measurements are done in terms of what? They are done in terms of time. Okay. So first device which was used to measure time in ancient times. Okay. You see, in ancient time, there was a branch of studies called as horology. Horology. Okay. So this horology is a branch. Okay, it is a branch used to study the devices, used to study the devices or instruments which measure time. Okay, devices or what? Instrument which measure time. Okay, so the branch of science, okay, or the ancient branch of study, horology was used to measure what? It was used to measure the, it was used to study the devices which were helping us to measure the time. Okay, so in this horology, we come across some few devices. So the first device what we are using is a sundial. Okay, is a okay. So one by one we will discuss. So first device which we are coming across is what? It is a sundial. Okay. So in a sundial, there is, you can see there is a circular plate. Okay, there is a circular plate, and on a circular plate, exactly at the center, there is a triangular rod. There is a triangular rod. Okay, it is same like your watch, whatever wristwatch you are using. Okay, so here you have one, two, three, four, 5 like this up to what? 12. Okay, up to 12. So it will start from 1 and it will end at 12. It is just like your wristwatch. Okay, so this device, it is a pillar like structure. Okay, this is a pillar like structure and it is called as gnomon. Okay, a gnomon. Okay, you can see there the spelling is Gnomon. Okay, G is silent over there. It is called as a gnomon. Okay, so what they are doing is in the daytime, there's what? using this device, okay, to measure the time. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to place the device in such a way that this genome, okay, this gnomon is there, no? This gnomon, it is pointing in north-south direction. In which direction? In north-south direction. So when it is pointing in north-south direction, okay, as the sun travels from east to west, okay, and this pillar will form some shadow on these numbers. Okay, it will start forming some shadows on these numbers. Okay, so based on the shadow of this gnomon or this pillar, you will get to know the time. Okay, you will get to know the time. Okay, so this instrument is called as what? A sundial. What it is called? Sundial. And see, the word used is what? Sun dial. Okay, so this instrument is completely depending on sun. Okay, if there is no sun, so in daytime you have sun. Yes,
Yeah.
in daytime sun is visible to you, but in night time,
It's not.
sun is not appearing to you. Okay, so because of that, in the night time, this device failed. Okay, you can't use this device during the night. Okay, you can't use the device during the night time. So you can only use this device during what? Daytime. Okay, and it is what? How it is working? It is working based on the shadows. Okay, based on the shadows. So on whichever number the shadow of this no one is falling, that will be the time at that particular hour. Okay, understood how the sundial is working? Okay, and it works only in which time? Daytime, when the sun is there. Okay, now see, sunlight is not available during cloudy days also. Yes, during cloudy days or when it is raining heavily, the sun is not visible.
Yeah.
In such cases, this device, so this device has a limitation. What are the two limitations this device has?
It has to be
It,
sunlight.
it requires sunlight. It requires what? A sunlight. So it can't work at night time. Okay, this device can't be used during a night time as well as on the cloudy days. Okay, so these are the limitations. Okay, these are the limitations. So sundial is helpful to us, but when it is helpful to us only during daytime. So scientists started thinking, what would be the new device which the people could use during the night time. During the night time. So next they came across after sundial, and there was the invention of a water clock. Okay, water clock. Okay, and why they had to invent water clock?
Because sundial wasn't working.
Isn't work when during the night time.
Night
Okay,
time. Yeah.
so because of that they came across a new device. Okay, they came across the a new device called as what?
Called as the
Next, second one. So that is, I will tell you. So the next device what they are
water.
using is water clock. Okay, okay, next device they are using is a
Water.
water clock. Okay, water. Okay. Now this device, it is not depending on sun. Okay, the water clock is not depending on what? Sun. Okay. You can see the figure over there in your textbook. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is some funnel and a tube. Okay. And there is a, see, pay attention there. See, there is a tube here, and then there is a funnel. Okay, there is a funnel. And to this funnel, again, they have connected a tube, and this tube is again connected to a tube. Okay, it is connected to a tube. Okay, so in water clock, what will take place is when you, okay, what when you make the water flow this through channels. Okay, first through the pipe, then through the funnel, and then it is getting collected. So here some readings are made on this. Okay, there are some readings made on this tube which is collecting the water. Okay, so here what they are doing is they are regulating the speed of the water. What they are doing here, regulating the
Speed of
uh,
the
speed of the water. Okay, so when you are say amount of water is fixed here. What is fixed? Amount of
water.
amount of water is fixed. Okay, and when the amount of water is fixed, okay, they will regulate the speed of the water, flow of the water. Okay, So that amount of water, it takes some interval. Okay, it will take some interval to start from here and reach to this container. Okay, so here what they are doing is they are fixing the amount of water. Okay, and based on the amount of water, what time it takes, based on that interval, they are measuring the. Okay, they are measuring the time. Okay, so here water, the rate of flow of water was the principle to measure the time. Okay, a rate of flow of water. Okay, so based on the rate of flow of water, they were measuring the time. Okay, and this water clock has a benefit. What is the benefit it has? It doesn't
It
require
doesn't require
it
sun.
doesn't require sunlight. Okay, so here, but this water clock also had a problem. Okay, what was that
Has to,
problem?
like, yeah, you have to pour water in.
You have to pour water, and one person has to sit there every time to keep pouring the water. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, so what one person is required to monitor. Okay, one person is required to monitor the flow of water. Okay, one person requires to monitor the flow of water. So whole day one person has to sit there. Okay, then only you will get the exact time. And then there was second scientific difficulty. What is that? One person can be assigned. I will pay you some 100 rupees per day. You sit there to monitor the time. You can do that. Okay, but what will happen is, okay, there is another practical difficulty. This device can't work where there is more cold temperature. Okay, it will not work where there is a cold temperature or where the temperature is very high. Where the temperature is very high. Okay, so only it will help in the countries where the temperature is moderate, where the temperature is moderate.
Yeah.
Why? Because in cold places, what will happen to water? What will
Uh,
happen to water?
it becomes cold.
It becomes cold and it changes its water state.
Flow.
It changes its states from liquid to what it will become. It will turn into ice. Okay,
Yeah.
so when it turns into ice, there will be no flow of water. And
Yeah.
the main principle of this device is what? Flow of water. If there is
Yeah.
flow of water, then only we can measure the time. Okay, when the water doesn't flow, and this device will be useless. Okay, this device will be useless. So this is also having two limitations. Water clock is also having two limitations. One limitation is a person is required to continuously monitor the water flow. And second is the climatical conditions. Okay, rate of flow of water. Okay, rate of flow of water. It will change with the temperature. It will change with the temperature. Okay, so maintaining the constant temperature is very difficult. Okay, because see, you live in India. In a year, you come across three seasons. Okay, a rainy season, then winter season, and then again what? A summer season. Okay, so at all these in all these seasons, the rate of flow of water will what? Change. Okay, and since it changes, you will not able to get a constant time every day. Okay, so as the season will change, the rate of flow of water will also what? Change. Okay, and then the water clock will start showing what? Variable times. Okay, it will not show you the exact time. Okay, so this is why water clock also the water clock also required some improvement. Okay, so water clock will work properly when the temperature is constant and one person is assessing that. Okay, understood. So we have come across two devices. First devices was a sundial.
Sundial.
Then second one is
Water
now
clock.
a water clock. And sundial, what were the limitations of sundial?
It has to be sunny.
Sunlight has to be there, then only the device will work. And what about the limitation of water clock?
It has to be moderate temperature.
Moderate temperature, or the reason what you can give is two reasons are there. One reason is there must be a person. Okay, there must be person who is monitoring it. And then second limitation is what?
That
Flow of
water's
water.
temperature
Uh,
should be.
Flow of water varies with temperature. Okay, what is the reason? Flow of water, repeated, flow of water varies with temperature.
Flow of water varies with temperature.
Varies means it changes. Okay,
Yeah,
varies.
okay.
Flow of water varies with temperature. Okay, so we came across two devices. Okay, so next we will come to the third device. and that is sand clock. Okay, you might have seen in cartoon channel and all about the sand clock. The
Yeah.
picture is given there. Sand clock. Okay. Especially, do you have you come across the cartoon Aladdin? Aladdin
Yeah.
in your childhood days. So in Aladdin,
Yeah, I used to.
the most of the shooting is taking place in desert.
Yeah.
Desert, and in that cartoon you might have come across the sunlight.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a very easy technique to measure the time. We discuss this. Yes. Okay. So next is sand clock. Okay. Sand clock. Okay. So in sand clock, okay, see simple. The device is very simple. There is a cylinder, and in this cylinder, there are two vertical bulbs, okay, which are connected here. Okay, vertical bulbs which are connected here, and then here also the amount of sand used is same. Okay, the amount of sand is used is same. So what when you tilt this sand clock, okay, the sand will be in upward direction. Okay, and then after some time it will start flowing here. Okay, it will start flowing in the downward direction. So when the sand in the upper bulb is over, okay, you will record it what time it is taking. Okay, what time it is taking to flow from what this part to that part. Okay, and based on that, you will get a fixed time. Okay, you will get a fixed time. Fixed time. So see, compared to flow of water, compared to flow of water, the flow of sand can be easily monitored. Flow of sand can be easily monitored. And one more thing is that, see the flow of sand, whatever is taking place here, flow of sand, whatever is taking place, a person is not required to constantly see whether the sand is flowing outside or no. Okay, because both the bulbs are placed in such a way that once the sand in the first upper bulb is completely transferred to the lower bulb, immediately you can just tilt it. Okay, tilt it. So see, constant monitoring is not required. Okay, the monitoring can vary. So any child also can do that. Okay, so it is very easy to monitor the sand clock. Okay, so here instead of water, in case of water clock we were using water. In case of sand clock we are making use of what? Sand. Okay, and this is also called as, what's the other name given to that? Hourglass. It is also called as hourglass. Okay, so this is used to measure hours. Okay, so the sand is placed in such a way that whatever the sand is there in the upper bulb, it will get transferred to the lower bulb in 1 hour. In what? 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay, so this was used to measure smaller unit of time, that is 1 hour. Okay, so prior to this, see, sundial was also used to measure hour. Okay, water clock was also used to measure hours. Okay, but prior to these instruments, that is sundial, or prior to the water clock, or prior to the sand clock, the time was measured in only terms of day and night. Okay, only day and night. Okay, why day and night? Because no instrument was there. So when the sun used to rise, they used to start the measurement, and when the sun used to set, so they used to consider it as what? A day. Okay, and the remaining interval was considered as what? A night. Okay, so as the scientists developed these instruments, which instruments? Sundial, water clock, and what? A sand clock. And then the people tried to measure the time in hours, in terms of what? Hours. Okay, so now see, these all was taking place up to 16th century. Up to 16th century. Then soon in the 16th century, there was in what development of a simple pendulum. A simple pendulum. Okay, and then you can come across the picture in the next page there. Okay, where the hanging clock. There is a big hanging clock. Okay, there is a big hanging clock. Clock. Okay, you might have seen in your grandparents' home this watch. Hanging clock. Now it is replaced by a very small watch and digital watches. Okay, so prior the time was measured in the with the help of what this pendulum clocks.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next clock what we are coming across is a pendulum clock. Okay, so we will discuss in detail one. Okay, so the next we are studying a pendulum. Okay, pendulum. Okay, so this was more scientific. This clock was more scientific. It is working on the principle of simple pendulum. Okay, so what is a pendulum? A pendulum. Okay, it is uh, made up of a string. Okay, there is a string, and this is a heavy bulb.
Okay.
Heavy. This is called as bob.
Yeah.
The special name for this is what? A bob. Okay, a bob. Okay. So now what will happen is, see bob, it will move to the right side. It will come to its original position. It will move to the left side. Again, it will come back to its original
New
position. Okay.
position.
So see, right and left. Okay. So this type of motion. See what is happening. This position is called as the mean position. It is called mean position. Mean position, or you can consider it as zero. You can consider it as
Zero.
zero. Okay. So the one phenomena of this bob is, okay, what it will do, to what extent it will move in the right direction, to the same extent it will move in the
The rest.
left direction, because of the weight of the bob. Okay, weight of the bob. Okay, and the movement of this bob only depends on the length of the. It will depend on the length of the string, not on the weight of the bob. Not on the weight of the bob. Okay, so length is playing a very important factor. Okay, so the length of the string will decide its time interval. It will decide its what? Time interval. Okay, so now we will come across. So you understood what is the simple
Yeah.
pendulum? It
Yeah.
is consisting of a string. It is consisting of a bob. Okay, and then see it has three positions. One is the mean position. Okay, then its movement towards right, its movement towards left. Okay, so see, I started at zero. Okay, then I am moving towards what? Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm moving towards right. So right is over. Next, I am again going back to mean position. Again, I am moving towards left. Okay, and from left, again I am coming to the original position. Okay, so it is just like completing a circle. So see here, pay attention. Okay, it is completing one circle. Okay, how it is completing one circle? Okay, see, this is the mean position. Okay,
Yeah.
from mean position, I am coming to right. Yes, see, from mean position, I am coming to right. Again, the same distance I am covering when I come to the mean position. Again, from the mean position, I am going to left. Again, the same. Okay, so it is just like completing one circle. Completing one circle means I had started from the mean position. Again, I am coming and stopping at the mean position.
New position.
Okay, so the path, the to and fro path, it takes to start from the mean position and come back to the mean position,
New
and
position.
that path is called as one oscillation. What it is called? One
Oscillation.
oscillation. Okay, one oscillation. So one oscillation is the path which the bob is tracing to complete one to and fro motion.
Yeah.
One to and fro motion.
Promotion.
To and fro motion. So right and left, what I have written, it is read as to and fro. Okay, to and fro motion. So one complete to and fro motion, to and fro motion of the bob leads to one oscillation. It will lead toward one oscillation.
Oscillation.
Okay, one oscillation. Understood what is one oscillation?
Yeah.
One oscillation is the complete
To and
to,
fro.
to and fro path of the simple pendulum. Okay, so now this is one oscillation. So the time taken to complete one oscillation, the time taken to complete
One
one
oscillation.
oscillation is called as time period. What is called?
Yeah, time period.
It is called as time period. Okay, so what the time taken to complete one
One
oscillation
oscillation.
is called as time. Okay, so
Different.
first we defined what is oscillation. Next we defined what a time period.
Yeah.
Time Next, the third term in this is periodicity or periodic motion. Okay, the third point is what? Periodic motion.
Motion.
Okay, so periodic motion. Okay, periodic motion is a motion which repeats itself in equal intervals. Okay, it repeats itself in equal intervals of time. Okay, so to complete one oscillation, the simple pendulum takes the same time every time. Takes the same amount of time every time.
Yeah.
Understanding? So for one oscillation, suppose it is taking 10 seconds. Then for the second oscillation also it will take 10 seconds. Third oscillation it will take 10 seconds. Okay. So here we are trying to measure the time based on the time period of the simple pendulum.
Pendulum.
Okay. Understood how we are measuring the time? So in simple pendulum, you need to understand three words. Okay.
Mhm.
One is oscillation, second one is time period, and third one is periodic.
Periodic
Okay.
motion.
Periodic motion. Now see the climatical changes and all are taking place because Earth is undergoing periodic. Earth is undergoing what? Periodic.
Periodic.
So every time it is taking the fixed amount of time, that is 365 days. Okay. So after 365 days, again the
Right.
seasons will change. Okay, same way, see here the pendulum what we are using is also undergoing what? A periodic motion. So we have come across a new word or new type of motion called as periodic motion. So periodic motion is a motion which repeats itself in equal intervals. Okay, which repeats itself in equal intervals of time. Okay, so based on the calculation of time period, simple pendulum was used in the clock to measure the time. Okay, to measure the time. Okay, and this you can use it in the daytime, you can use it in the night time, and no person is required to monitor. Once you set the pendulum in the motion, it is connected to a string, and only you need to supply energy to this. Okay,
Yeah.
so you need to supply energy. Once you supply the energy to the pendulum, it will start swinging. Okay, and it will start swinging, and that swing is measured in terms of time period, and that time period was used to calculate what? It was used to calculate the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the fourth device. Okay, this is the fourth. Okay, and then the last device we come across. This is the modern clocks, whatever
Quartz.
the wrist clock and all is there in your hand. Yeah, that is the quartz clock. Yeah, that is the quartz clock. We will discuss this. Then stop. The quartz clocks. Quartz clock. Okay, so this quartz clock, these are working uh, on the principle of conversion of vibrations. Okay, vibrations. Okay, in time. Okay, vibrations in time. Meaning is, okay, so they are using some elements there, okay, which will record the vibrations, which will record the what? Vibrations, okay, and the change in vibration is getting converted into what? Time. The change in vibration. The change in vibration is getting converted in the time, okay, and these type of watches only are used to calculate the time in the competitive races. Okay, in the running where the horse race is there, in the Olympics. Okay, and these are able to measure the time up to milliseconds. They are able to measure up the time up to what? 10 raised to minus 3 seconds. Okay, that is 1 upon 1,000 part of a. Okay, see on your scale, you can see on the scale what you are using. Yes, scale is there. Okay, so it is in terms of what? Centimeter. Yes, is in terms of a centimeter. And to form 1 centimeter, how many smaller units are there?
5. Sorry, 10.
Okay. And 10. Okay, so all these are what? All these are
Meters.
no. They are smaller units compared to centimeter.
Okay.
Okay, those are millimeters, but they are millimeters. Okay, so 10 millimeter is forming what? 1 centimeter. 10 millimeters are forming 1
1
centimeter.
centimeter.
Same way, 1000 part of what second is forming millisecond. What it is forming? It is forming a millisecond. Okay. So then there is a box after discussion of the quartz clock. You have a table there where how the time is measured. Okay, how the time is measured. So one by one we will discuss that and then stop it. So that is the last part. What we have discussed. Okay. Okay. So see that milliseconds. Okay, milliseconds. So milli means what? 10 raised to minus 3. 10
Yeah.
raised to
Minus.
minus 3. 10 raised to minus 3. How you can write? In maths you might have studied no 10 raised to minus 3.
Yeah. 1
10 raised to minus 3 can be written as 1
1 by
upon 10
1000.
raised to 3. Okay. Yes. 10 raised to minus 3 in exponents you can write it as 1 upon 10 raised to
Minus.
3. Or this can be written as 1 upon 10. Okay, getting it. So that is 1000 part of a second, millisecond. Okay. Next we have 10 raised to minus 2. Next unit is this. That is nothing but 10 raised to 2, which is equal to 1 upon 1000. Okay, 1 upon 1000 is called as centisecond. What it is called? Second.
Second.
Okay,
Centisecond.
centisecond. After millisecond, it is centi.
Centisecond.
Centi means 100. Centi means 100. Okay,
100.
so 1 upon 100 part of a second is called centisecond. Okay, and then we have second. Okay, second. So 1 second is equal to 100 centiseconds. 100 centiseconds or 1000 milliseconds. There you can see in the box there. Okay, 100 centiseconds or 1000 milliseconds. And next, 1 minute is equal to how many seconds? 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Yes. Then 1 hour is equal to 60
1 hour
minutes.
is equal to 60 minutes.
60 minutes. 1 day is equal to how many hours?
24 hours.
24. 1 week is equal to 7
Days.
days. And next, 1 year is equal to 365, 1/4. Okay.
If it's leap year, it's 366.
366. Okay, that 1/4 whatever is there, we are adding it after 4 years and we are getting. Then 1 decade. 1 decade is 10 years. Okay, the span of 10 years is called 1 decade. 1 century,
100 years.
100 years. And 1 millennium,
1000 years.
1000 years. Now we are living in the 21st millennium. Okay, we are living in the 21st millennium. See what is the date? 2020. Okay, 21st. Okay, so today's class we will stop here. Before stopping, just tell me the points what we have discussed. One by one. So the topic of our discussion was what? Time and
Motion.
time and motion. Okay, so which were the devices people started using to measure time? Few devices. First we started with
One was sundial,
uh,
which had some properties that it couldn't. It had like limited that only works under sunny days. Then the second one was water clock, and the disadvantages of this was always a person is sit there, and it can't be. It has to have a limited temperature.
flow of water varies with temperature. Next, third reverse.
Third one is sand clock, which is also called as hourglass. It didn't have any limitation.
No limitations, but what only you can measure 1 hour at a time.
Yeah,
Okay, that was its limit. After 1 hour, again you need to tilt it. Okay, so again there also you require one monitoring person. But after an hour, okay, not regular monitor. Next.
Then we learned about pendulum clock and about simple pendulum.
Simple pendulum.
Yeah, it works with the pendulum, the clock, and the last one was quartz, 10 units of time.
Okay, so you revise this much. Okay, and then from the next class, one more ma'am will continue it. Okay, so understood the class, whatever discussion we have done. Okay. See, which curriculum you are studying in your
CBSE.
CBSE or it is ICS?
No, CBSE.
CBSE, 7th standard.
Yeah, like last year we had ICS. I was in a different school. I was in a different school.
What's your school name?
Now I'm in NHPPS.
NHVPS.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a CBSE school. So your school has, means they have, the textbook what you are using now here.
Yeah.
Is it CBSE based
Yeah,
or
it is.
ICSE?
It is.
CBSE based?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. What's the name of the author?
The Collins.
Okay then. Revise these all concepts. Once again, you go through, read it. If any difficulties are there in the next class. You can ask. Okay. Or right now, if you have any difficulties, you can discuss.
No, I
Any
don't have.
difficulties with these points. So read it once again.
Yeah.
And you need to know the limitations, why the device is failed. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is important. Okay then. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
हो गया लो